over the past few years, there's been a lot of movies, and I'm just gonna throw this example off the top of my head: John Wick, the John Wick series, movies that seem like they could so easily and so well be adapted into a gaming franchise. And for whatever reason, it used to be the case. If you think back to like superhero games or like SpiderMan, they would release a game around the same time frame as a movie or vice versa. But it doesn't really happen anymore. So what are a couple games or movies, either one, that you feel like would transition so well into being adapted into the other side, I guess, if you will? Because like I said, my pick first of all is John Wick. John Wick, I think, would be an awesome. It reminds me a lot of in the same token as like Max Payne. Have you guys ever played Max Payne?
Dude, that was the exact comparison I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Max Payne is great.
Max Payne was awesome. That was a PlayStation exclusive, right?
At the time it came out, I believe so, yes. And then years later, it came out on Xbox. And then I'm pretty sure by the time Max Payne 3 came out, I think it was multi-platform. But maybe someone in chat could fact check me on that.
Okay, so I think that's one of the newest series of movies that should have been adapted into a game. Also, it's kind of odd too, because if you think about it, the guy, obviously, Keanu Reeves plays John Wick. Keanu Reeves plays one of the main characters in Cyberpunk, but he's not the main character of Cyberpunk, which strikes me a little odd because he's like such a popular actor and beloved actor. But he was put in the game and he was used as advertising like we've never seen it before, and we talked about that way back when, episode 1.
Right.
But it's kind of interesting too, because I've actually thought of Hunger Games as well. Not even necessarily an exact replica of Hunger Games, but something where like you're in the same setting as Hunger Games, like you're part of the games, not playing what's her name in it? I forget the main character.
Everdeen.
Katniss, yes. You believe, yeah. Okay. So anyways, Crunky, how about you tell me, since you're over there whistling, huh? How about you tell me a game or a movie that you feel like would work well?
Honestly, this just came to my head when you were talking about John Wick. Now, this is for some other shocking information to go along with this. Before anyone comes out there, everyone's going to be talking crazy after I drop this information. I have never watched John Wick. I've heard so much about this movie. I've never watched any of the 3, right? It's 3 or 2? How many movies are there?
There's 3.
3.
Yeah. I think that's something I got to watch, first and foremost. Now, when you said John Wick, I'm not saying it even resembles it. This just triggered in my head. Because this would actually be, I think, a pretty cool character to be and play, basically the movie storyline, play it out in a video game, is Jason Bourne's movies. I think that would be pretty cool. So the Bourne Identity, the Supremacy, all those movies, I think that would be interesting. It's a shooter, common kind of game, it's a shooter, but at the same time, very action-packed. He has fighting abilities. I think you could make a really good game out of that movie series in general. But that's one of the movies I think would make a good game.
I think also it also depends on the type of game, because I was thinking about the types of games that come from movies or vice versa, movies that come from games. They tend to be games that aren't that complicated. And what I mean by that is a lot of these games are like beat 'em ups or like fighting games. They don't really have a lot of like depth to them. I feel like the more you try to be complicated in a game that already has a fan base from a movie, the more likely you are to fail. And the biggest example I have of that is Avengers, because look at how much they had to hype it based off of the universe that they were using. And then when the game came out, it didn't have any endgame features. It didn't have, or had very little endgame to it. It was buggy because, the launch, I mean, also developers or whatever you want to call it, the servers were messed up a little bit. So that takes into account. But they tried to do something complicated with it. They tried to do like a very dense new storyline, multiple players, multiple characters, and it didn't end well as far as the reception of it, right? So I think there hasn't been a movie or a game that has been done as well, and I think chat just said it, as the Spider-Man connection. Spider-Man, I think Sony and Insomniac have done an amazing job bringing Spider-Man to life in game form, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, before that Spider-Man PS4 game too, like the best Spider-Man game was the Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game. Like that game was awesome. I mean, yeah, like I think it's weird because I feel like movie tie-in video games were such a staple. We were like, I remember texting this to you guys earlier. Like, I feel like it was such a staple in like video games. It was like if a big time, huge budget movie was coming out, especially something that was like superhero related or action movie related, like it got a game. Like all of them. Terminator, like when Terminator 3 came out, there was a game for that. When the Spider-Man 2 came out and Spider-Man 3 came out, there were games for that. Batman Begins, there was a game for that. Like these games, even the Thor, like I think it was either the first Thor or Thor the Dark World had a game. Iron Man when in 2008 had a game. Like it was constantly, it was like a guarantee. You got a big action movie or a big superhero movie, it was going to get a video game tie-in. And then out of nowhere, it just ended. Like it's strange. Like I don't know why it ended. I kind of have a theory about why it maybe ended, because I feel like Batman Arkham Asylum dropped and it completely changed like everybody's expectation level and what a superhero game could be. Because I feel like superhero movies were like the main culprits, if you will, of like the movie tie-in video game. And I feel like maybe Arkham Asylum came around and people were like, yo, like we're not going to accept you just putting a video game out that's tied to a movie, because this is incredible and you guys have to try to match that. And it has pushed the envelope. Like you said, I mean, Spider-Man PS4 is ridiculously good. I'm expecting Wolverine to be very good because of Insomniac's track record. Miles Morales, I didn't play fully through, but what I played of that was good. So, you know, they've really raised the bar. But to go back to the original question, I have a wild idea here, but hear me out. Hear me out. Imagine a Forrest Gump running simulator.
What?
Right? You play as Forrest Gump on his run across the country. Right? You come across different people and have different conversations. Listen, there's potential there.
That game has already been made. It's called Temple Run. Okay, it's out on your phone.
Yeah, and it has been brought to my attention.
Or is it called Death Stranding?
Oh my god,
that was like a walking sim, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
I guess it's been brought to my attention too that I messed up that the Bourne trilogy, the original trilogy, got a video game called The Bourne Conspiracy. I'm looking at here. In 2008, but I guess that was so bad I never even heard of it. So
you know what? I was actually, you were on such a groove, I didn't want to cut you off, but I actually played it and I thought it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
I didn't know.
I didn't want to jump in.
Maybe I gotta check it out. Oh man! But as far as that Forrest Gump idea, that's funny.
It's pretty bad.
Funny.
You know what? Listen, I'll tell you the next huge movie I would like to see. The next big movie I think I would like to see have a video game movie tie-in would be Batman. That new Batman movie looks super dope and is giving off almost like horror.
Oh my
movie
god,
vibes.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm excited to actually see it because I've never, and people might hate me. I hate the idea of Ben Affleck as Batman. I didn't like it.
I thought you were going to say you hate Batman.
I thought you were about to say something like, I saw the Dark Knight movies and I thought they were terrible. Like, I thought you were going
kidding
that
me?
route.
I can't
was ready
even
to
like
punch my monitor
well,
right where
that
your face
it's part
is.
of him being so good in the trilogy that I'm like, why is Ben Affleck or whatever his name is, right? That's his name, playing Batman. I can't.
Listen, hot take. I think Ben Affleck was a good Batman. He just had bad material.
Yeah,
I think he was too old of a Batman.
Yeah, it just didn't sit with me.
I thought he was very good, a very good Batman. He just had no material to work with, and I think if Ben Affleck ever got to make his solo movie, it would have been dope. But guess we'll never know. But to my video game point, like, and I see Irish thing in the chat just said Batman should be a rated R horror movie. Honestly, it's giving us super dope, dark horror movie type vibes. Imagine a Batman game that is a horror game and it's like you're the monster, right? Because you got to think, if you're a criminal, you in these streets, right? And you see that bat symbol come up, you probably is a little shook, you probably a little scared, right?
Streets.
So imagine it's like a horror game, but you are the monster, and that monster is Batman, and you're just wrecking havoc. Like that would be a pretty cool concept too, I think.
I really appreciate. I know a little bit off topic, but I really appreciate that they're making Batman and Bruce Wayne they're showing like his dark side. They're showing that he's not like some cookie cutter hero. He has conflict, and he has anger and like negativity, and that's why I liked the Christian Bale trilogy too, because they kind of showed that too. But this one has even more of that dark, moody vibe to it.
I agree, and I think a lot of that has to do with it picking. I mean, you know, a lot of times when we're seeing Batman in these movies, he's like an experienced hero. Like you made the point, like you felt like Ben Affleck was too old. Like it was intentionally meant to be a much older version of the character, whereas this movie, based on what I've read, is supposed to be like within the first year or two of him being Batman, right? Like he's a rookie. He's new to this game, and he does have all that anger pent up and all that frustration. And he's you got to be a little crazy to do what he's doing. So I think that's a perfect way to put it, and I think that's exactly what we're gonna see. Kind of like an almost borderline, like over the edge version of the character.
Yeah. Who's playing Batman? Is it Robert?
Is it Robert Pattinson? Yeah, right.
Robert
Okay,
Pattinson.
The Twilight dude. All right, yeah. Thought so.
Yeah.
Great actor.
And yeah, he says in the chat, Bruce Wayne is a resident of Arkham and has been since his parents died, and Batman is a delusion he created. Yeah.
Jeez, plot twist, huh?
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Interesting. Kind of going back to our original point of like movies that have been made games or games that have been movies and things like that. I just pulled up like a random, I don't know where this list came from, but of games that have either been adapted into a movie or vice versa. And some interesting ones I never knew. I didn't know there was a Blair Witch game.
I played it.
Blair Witch.
A Beverly Hills Cop game.
Beverly Hills Cop. Would that come on SNES?
It was in 2000. It was in 2006, so I don't know. Let me see.
Get the hell out of here.
2000. A PlayStation 2. It was on the PS2. I don't know what it looks like exactly, but that's crazy to me. I mean, a lot of like Disney and Pixar games, that makes sense because they're already animated, so that makes sense to me. But like, we got.
Can we get a Deadpool game?
Batman. That's another one. That's another one that I would really like to see, like a really good RPG type.
Yeah, character progression story.
Yeah, there was a Deadpool game, but I think it was like a beat 'em up type game, like
it was.
action game.
If we were talking about like movie tie-in type of game where it's like like we spoke about.
If I remember right, that Deadpool game, he like broke the the fourth wall or whatever. Like he talked to you, like he does in the movies too. So that was pretty cool. But there's a Bad Boys.
Oh, yep. I was just about to ask, is there a bad... I literally didn't know what you were going to say. Is there a Bad Boys game? If there's a Bad Boys game, that's ridiculous because I've never heard of it.
It's a PS2. PS2, Bad Boys. Prince of Persia. Oh yeah, they did make that a movie with Jake
Great game.
Gyllenhaal.
Oh my god, Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, the second one, is in my pantheon of games. Incredible game. I actually bought it on Steam.
I was gonna bring up Prince
6
of
months
Persia
ago.
and one of the other.
Great game.
Yeah, they've got James
I never
Bond
watched
movies.
the Shazam movie. Does Shazam have a video game?
I don't think so.
Shazam. Is that movie with Shaq?
But Black Adam would be a good one. He says that the movie with Shaq. Nah, that's Kazam.
Okay, yeah.
Shazam is the newer DC movie.
You know, the sad part is, I kind of think there's a Kazam game. Something tells me that there's
there is.
There
and
is,
they
right?
made a new one. There was
Oh
one.
my
There was
God.
a movie tie-in. I'm pretty sure when it launched, and they just made one like with maybe this year, I think, and it was on like a cartoon looking game, like on that was like on Xbox, not arcade. They don't call it that anymore, but it was like a digital only game. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my
How
God.
about a Maze Runner game?
That would be pretty cool.
I'm just trying to think how they would do it.
So other movies, another movie I feel like I almost feel like they've got to do it now, right? Is a Black Panther origin movie. I mean game.
I mean, I feel like, call me crazy,
Yeah.
as successful as that franchise was and was going to be, I feel like they're going to kind of stay away from it a little bit. Because it's like, how you can't possibly replace Chadwick.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have to carefully navigate that. I have this theory. I think that Michael B. Jordan is going to become the next Black Panther. But I don't know that they're going to jump into like, let's try to milk this cow as much as we can. Because it would be a little distasteful, I think, coming off the heels of Chadwick passing away tragically.
I think I did hear that either Michael B. Jordan was going to be Black Panther, or they were trying to make one of the leading ladies.
That'd be cool.
Like
If
like a
Shuri
twist,
became
yeah.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Very cool.
But-
Speaking of Black Panther, guys, I can fix the Marvel's Avengers game.
Oh yeah.
But that's a little off topic, though. We don't have to go down that road. But I have the perfect solution for them. All they have to do is call me. That's it.
All right, so this ties into wanting a game, but also been dying to see this movie because they're rebooting it again,
Don't say it.
and you already know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
But-
I have a guess, though.
It's been my favorite since I was a kid, and I was excited when they kind of made a movie recently, but now
I'm a little
apparently
curious now.
after the new acquisition, they're apparently rebooting after they just kind of rebooted it not too long ago. I think it's a reboot again, but apparently maybe 2023. Power Rangers, man. I want a dope Power Rangers movie and a game along with it.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure you and I went to go
I've-
see that in the movie theater together.
I think we did. Did we go watch that?
I'm pretty
together?
sure we
Yeah,
went and saw that movie together. Like
Bruh,
a group of us. Me,
cool.
you, Doc
and I was
Jekyll.
actually excited for it. It was cool, but then I guess I thought Hasbro took control of it then, but I guess that movie came out, then Hasbro acquired it, and now they're gonna reboot it again, because that was a reboot after finally not having Power Rangers for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, and it was good. It could have had a lot of improvement. I just thought they would build on it, but I guess they're starting over. Now I'm reading on this website right here. But I've always actually wanted, the reason it just made me think of the movie, but I always wanted a legit Power Ranger game, the way it's I wanted an Avengers game and they kind of dropped the ball. How cool would that, you got 5 Power Rangers. Obviously there's more, but you get 5 of the OG colors, and then they all have their own kind of kit to them. I feel like you could make a dope multiplayer game with Power Rangers.
I think
sure.
that's a
Obviously,
horrible idea, but that's just me.
You just really don't like Power Rangers, huh? I
No,
don't know.
no.
I would love it.
No. Hear me out. I
Oh,
think
I
Power
don't-
Rangers was a great movie, and it sucks that they're rebooting it. I think Power Rangers as a game is a terrible idea, because I actually
even if it's
I actually think that they're all pretty much the same except they're in different colors.
yeah,
That's
but that's
like
what I'm saying, a cool multiplayer experience. But they have different kits. I'm not saying
that's
but
like
see,
Among
I'm not
Us.
saying it has to be. It doesn't have to be a looter. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
has to fit the right way. I don't think it has to be a looter game. I just think it's boom. You pick which one, and they have their own little kit of, because they use a different weapon here and there or whatnot. But
A
I'm just saying,
multiplayer
like,
game in 2021 or beyond where you don't pick up loot.
Yeah.
that's where teams need to go back to that. Games need to go back to that because all the best games never had, like, never have that. They're very, I don't even know if the word would be linear in this. Like, I don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy has loot, the new one coming out. Like, and I'm not saying that's a good game.
Suck.
It's not like I said. I know I joke. I've been joking the last couple weeks. I'm just saying, like, all those single players, like, I'm trying to think, like, I guess, yeah, that's loot. I guess.
Can I think,
like,
quick, just in case the people who
Horizon has loot, I guess, to a certain extent, but that's what I mean. It's not like, yeah, I don't know, but there's a difference between, you know what I mean by the Horizon loot. Sorry, like the Horizon loot and like maybe Ghost of Tsushima, which I haven't played, like those single player like God of War games. Like, there's a difference between that loot and the loot in, let's say, Diablo and Borderlands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. What I mean.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be more like Uncharted, where it's gameplay and then a lot of storyline talk, and then some gameplay and then a lot of storyline talk. I don't think it's going to be as good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I think that's the format that they're going to have.
Well, I want to take a quick second to apologize in case anyone from Square Enix or the dev teams or anything like that is watching, because he brought up Guardians of the Galaxy. I said that game's going to suck. I just said that to be funny, to mess with Crunky. I don't know that the game's going to suck. It might be pretty good. It might not be good. I don't know, but I feel like I was just a little harsh there. So I wanted to clear the air. I don't think you can have a multiplayer. I think it'd be kind of tough in today's gaming climate to have a big multiplayer game in that vein and not have some kind of loot build your character up system. Like, I feel like that's very much kind of like the gameplay loop now, getting better, stronger, cooler things.
Yeah. This is what I mean by like the kit. For example, SpiderMan, Insomniac Spider-Man, perfect, right? You level up and you're picking a skill tree. There is no loot. That's what I mean. Like, take Spider-Man. Oh, and this is actually what I think they're doing, right? Or no, actually, no, it's just like you pick which one you want, apparently. But multiplayer experience of Spider-Man, like, each of them has a skill tree different. There might be one like skill tree that has something similar, but then there's the weapon skill tree, and you pick the skills on how you want their abilities to work and whatnot. That's what I mean. RPG sense, you got to level them to unlock more stuff on them. And then you got a co-op story mode game where it's like Halo, where it's actually just co-op story. You're leveling up your character. You can kind of replay the game and play it on New Game Plus to like keep leveling your character. But it's like a co-op multiplayer experience, not like, Destiny, where you need to keep playing and games live as a service. Like, that's, I guess, where my head's kind of, I don't know. Can we make this happen, somebody? Insomniac, pick up Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Do some magic.
What if you just leak their next project?
But that would be cool, like, in that sense, because I know exactly it gets tricky. Then you bring in live game as a service, you bring in loot. But like, yeah, think about Spider-Man, but Power Rangers, and doing the story in a co-op sense, drop in, drop out, kind of like Borderlands has, because games have a hard time doing that now. Apparently, they can never do it. Like, something like that. That would be kind of cool. That's just what I'm.
That would be pretty cool. I'm with you, Crunky. It was KD who disagreed.
I still disagree.
No, he just disagrees. I get it. You don't like the idea.
I think I still, because listen, there's all right. We're specifically talking about Power Rangers. They have no powers. They're just regular people in suits.
Cool. Yeah, you're right.
The power is in the friendship, man.
And if you have no friends, yeah.
my mic died. What'd you say?
It's just,
like, what do you? Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just a very tough sell.
I'm just a big, honestly, man, because like I don't see it obviously, and it's like whatever, I'm growing. But like, I will always deep down in my heart be a huge fan of Power Rangers.
That's fair. That's
weird. I'm kidding. I'm joshing. Power Rangers, man. Power Rangers was dope growing up. But we're adults now, Crunky. So you just gotta let go. You know what I mean?
Damn. I got you.
And in this case, it's
So,
Power Rangers.
Hopefully this movie comes out though, and this shit's
Yeah,
fire.
listen, I mean, as long as we're talking game development, right? As long as we're talking games, and now we're building out these games, can I fix Avengers?
You know what? You might as well.
Fix it. Fix it.
Let's hear this grand idea that you have that you can
I
fix
don't
Avengers.
have all the details.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have all of the details because I'm not as well versed in the lore as others. Okay, but I'm pretty well versed. I think I'm well versed enough for what I'm about to say. And they should have started this with the Black Panther expansion, and I didn't play it, but based on I have read about it, they didn't do this because I would know if they did this.
I think that's a good place to stop the discussion we were talking about with game tie-ins with movies. What do you guys think, people who are watching on YouTube, what do you guys think about movie tie-in, game tie-ins? What do you guys think about the games that we mentioned, the movies that we mentioned? Is there something that we missed? Is there a game, one of those little hidden gems of a game that we didn't mention? I actually remember real quick back in the day, Michael Jackson had like a whole bunch of like a Moonwalker game or two. They used to be so dope though too. It was like you had to like go through the house, and Home Alone had games like that too. Oh my god. Anyways, we could be here.
That's an ironic juxtaposition right there. Michael Jackson and Macaulay Culkin.
Well, exactly, the black and white video. Anyways, let us know if there's anything we missed. Let us know if you enjoyed the conversation. We kind of had fun. This is more of a lighthearted conversation, and I hope you guys liked it. Give it a like. Anything else, any conversation, any type of criticism you guys have, let us know in the comments down below. Like we always say, play games you like, make content worthwhile, keep having discussions. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.